It's not Omaha, but it's close. Does it feel kind of special to be back here?
Definitely. Yeah. It's close to Omaha. You know, I spent a lot of time growing up here in Lincoln, going to Husker games. So I equally as much time probably as I have in Omaha. But yeah, it still feels special. You know, come back. All my family's here. You know, my dad lives here. See the family and all the support definitely means a lot.
Sometimes we hear it's fun, but sometimes we hear it's kind of a pain too, right? Like people asking for tickets and probably more responsibilities and stuff like that.
That's true. But 21 fights in the UFC, which is crazy. This my 21st fight, so I think people kind of know the drill now. They're like, no one even calls me anymore. Like the week of the fight, they're like, yeah. I'm like, but no, it's good. You know, obviously the family gets tickets, so they're excited. I'm excited. You know, it's been a relaxing week. It's been good.
Very nice. Quick turnaround from the last one. I just wondered, was the quick turnaround like because of the opportunity to fight here, or was it more like frustration? Because I know you were feeling good going into that, and,
right.
And you know, one moment changes everything.
Right. Yeah, it was both. Definitely both. I think certainly a lot of frustration after that last fight. You know, and again, accountability is completely on me. You know what I mean? It's one of those sports where there's no room for error. You know, you make a single mistake and it costs you the night, it costs you the fight, could cost you a world title. I mean, that's just the reality of the sport. Yeah, I've been doing this a long time. 2005 started fighting, so it's nothing new. You know what I mean? That's what you know, mixed martial arts is. It's a lot of adversity. It's a lot of making adjustments. You know, pivoting, moving forward. But that's things you have to continue moving forward. Yeah, there was a lot of progression, a lot of progress and progression leading up to the last fight. You know, I got a little complacent. It just literally got complacent in a position. I was happy the longer the fight went, the better. It was one of those kind of. So yeah, I kind of got relaxed. You know, made a mistake and paid for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was definitely part of the plan. When I figured they were coming to Lincoln, I was like, this is obviously a great opportunity. You know, and Dana gave it to me, so I was very grateful for that.
Very nice. Tough matchup here with another tough guy. He's had some ups and downs as well, but he can definitely perform at a high level. What do you think about the matchup itself?
Definitely. I think it's great. I think you know, it's a lot of those. I mean, in reality, there's no easy fight. There's no cakewalk fight at this level. But I think you know, there's some parity there. My brothers fought him. I love that. I'm very familiar with him. I was in the corner when Joe fought him, and yeah, he's no easy fight. He's definitely a tough guy. Yeah, like I said, for me, it's just continue moving forward. It's progressing, and yeah, I think the best is going to come out for me on Saturday night.
All right, so last thing for me, I just want to ask you kind of what you feel like the stakes of this fight are. I mean, you're still a young guy, but you got a lot of fights under your belt. You know, I know a lot of people say, "Hey, man, is it time? Is it time?" And do you feel like that's what you got to prove here, that it's not time, that you still got a lot left?
Well, you know, I do get asked that a lot, but it's kind of a trap because for me, I never think past more than one fight, and a lot of people do, and it gets you in trouble. I've done it before. I mean, you know, from going on 7 fight win streak in a row, you start looking at like 5, you know, too far down the road, and you get caught in that trap. But you know, for me, it's always one fight at a time. You know, how you feeling? How's everything? How's the body working? But yeah, like I said, there was a lot of progression in the last 6 months. A lot of progress. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that last fight. Which was a lot of the reason I want to get right back in right away. And here we are. I think Saturday I get to prove and show that, and a lot of that's going to come out Saturday. And yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Being a local, you know the crowd's probably going to be a little bit different for you. How do you kind of use that to your advantage, or I mean, is the crowd even a factor in your fights?
Not really. I think it's definitely a positive. I think this will be definitely a positive influence for me. You know, a lot of like I said, the support from the family and friends, and you know, definitely a hometown crowd. But yeah, I try not to play. You know what I mean? It's one of those double-edged swords. I try not to play too much into it either way. It's like they could all hate you, they all love you. Doesn't matter. You still got to fight.
You want them to boo the hell out of Brian anyway, though?
I'm sure they will, but it really did. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hey Jake, do you change anything going into this fight with your back being kind of against the wall?
A strategy, yeah, a little bit. There's definitely changed some small stuff strategy-wise, but as far as training, no, not really. You know, I did a lot of training with Rafael dos Anjos for this fight. You know, him being a phenomenal southpaw and one of the best natural southpaws in the game. And he's a pressure guy, so he helped me out a lot. I got a great look from him. But yeah, as far as making adjustments, not a whole lot.
Have you ever fought in PBA, and if not, how excited are you to see that building?
It's first part of it, I haven't fought here at the Pinnacle. I've been there, and certainly, obviously, Memorial Stadium, been there quite a bit. No, but most of my fights were in Omaha, the Civic Auditorium, and now the TD Ameritrade. But yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, like I said, I'm excited to be here in Lincoln. I'm excited to be back home here in Nebraska, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, yeah.
I guess you fought, your brother Joe. I know you touched on him back in 2014, and I believe that was Brian's first fight in the UFC.
Right.
And what did you take from that fight, and how has that been motivation during your training camp and leading up to this fight?
Yeah, well, and certainly a lot of things change in 4 years. But yeah, I did get, familiar with him. Even as far as what he does well, where he has some holes, where there's things we could take advantage of him. But I think, I'm sure he's evolved. I would certainly hope so. He's still competing at this level. I'm sure he's had to evolve. But yeah, like I said, I've gotten familiar with him. So at the same time, you can't put too much into game plan and strategy. You certainly got to have a good strategy and then be able to make adjustments on the fly. That's really what the game's about. But yeah, I'm very, very familiar with him, and I know, I know what he does well. So it's a lot of, for me, staying on my toes and being on my A game.
But knowing maybe, hey, you beat my brother, do you feel like, hey, I'm gonna go out there and maybe get him for you a little bit, if you will, or? Oh,
sure, for sure. It was. When his name got brought up, I was like, absolutely. I'd love to. It is. It's one of those. A little bit. There's obviously there's some family parody there in history, but yeah, I'm excited for that. That makes it even just makes it that much more of a matchup, more and more exciting. More more that passion, that fuel. Mm-hmm.
I guess follow that. 45 fights and 33 years old, correct? And so what's your driving force from, let's say, the beginning of your fighting career, 2005 till now? What's your driving force now, and how has that evolved over time? And where do you see yourself moving forward from here?
Well, like I said, it's I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I think that's what it comes down to. It's, if you don't love every day what you're doing, it's time to make a change. But I do. I love fighting. I love competing. I love training. Everything about it. And there's reality. There's going to be a day where I wake up and I don't. But that's not right now. I absolutely love it. And like I think as you grow, you get older and you mature, you definitely realize, like I've said before, there's no room for error. You have to be always alert, always sharp. You know what I mean? And I get a lot of that just from a lot of the guys I train with that are at the top of the game, and just seeing how they make adjustments and more so prepare, even just keep continually preparing smarter, preparing harder, more intelligently. So that's helped a lot.
Your last fight was nearly 3 months ago. Did that kind of put you ahead of the curve for your next fight as in training goes, or how did that kind of play out, fighting 3 months later and having a new opponent?
Well, yeah, I was, we were, Barbara and I were scheduled before, and obviously, yeah, for me that was by design. I wanted to get back in as quickly as I could. But yeah, as far as moving forward, I'm not sure yet. Like I said, one fight at a time, and like I said, Saturday it's just about going out and getting my hand raised, whatever that's going to take.
You said you grew up going to games at Memorial Stadium. I gotta ask, are you pretty excited that Scott Frost is back leading Nebraska?
I am. I think he can do a lot of good, a lot of good changes. He's had some great history here, obviously, with the Tom Osborne era, and that's the problem too with a lot of the Nebraska coaches is everyone's immediately compared to Tom Osborne, one of the greatest coaches of all time, and I think he's phenomenal. He did great down in Florida, and I think it may take some time, but I think he'll do great things.